суверенному народу я
I'd
хотел
like to
бы
clarify to the sovereign people the ongoing processes,
происходящих процессов
illegal and criminal activities of law enforcement authorities.
действия правоохранительных так
Russians refer to them as hostile, with the words police,
для русских это
and
полиция,
similar bodies such as OMON.
и других таких же органов ОМОНа и так далее, так далее. Дело в том,
And
что
it is about the fact that based on the principles of people's power, in accordance with legal norms, including the constitutions of various countries of the world, they call people power democracy. The nation is practically power itself. The nation is a holder of power, the source of power. The nation is a direct executor of power. When a large, critical number of people come out to the squares in any city, when it's 1, 2, 3 or 5 people, it's already a system, and you can no longer disagree with their opinions. They must be taken into account. Currently, they've criminally falsified and occupied, let's say, the seats, chairs of the people, the so-called organs of power, and no power. People is the power. These organs are now simply committing a crime. They are liquidating power, liquidating the nation, liquidating to all existing laws, committing crimes, including crimes against the country. Because the pillar of any country is the constitution, where it's clearly written, they violate all constitutional principles. The police commit it in France, in Russia, they do it everywhere. In the Soviet Union, these police commit terrorist acts against the power, against the nation. This must be clearly understood by everyone. It must be made clear to everyone. Power is a nation. Public authorities are servants of the people. These are the ones who have gone mad, whose perception has been turned upside down, and by eliminating power, they commit terrorist, extremist, and separatist acts. In addition, according to the priority of law, it is necessary to realize that any federal laws issued by them or other internal laws in other countries are subordinate to the basic law of the country, Constitution. So these do not work in the case when people take to the streets and exercise power directly. It's useless to refer to them. According to the priority of the law, they quietly disappear, they're generally criminal, they're constitutional, and these laws do not work. Because it's clear when crooks are sitting here, who were supposedly elected to some parliaments, to some kinds of State Duma, and they are real villains. You and I know what is the price for appointing these fraudsters to these positions. On the principles of cabal, their kazara and trading, it is absolutely obvious that these fraudsters in those offices do not carry out and apply the will of the people. It's all falsified, it's all counterfactual, non-compliance with legal norms. It can be seen when people take to the streets, when they demand the fulfillment of the will of the people from the authorities. Then the authorities start using violent, criminal methods against the holder of power in the country, against the people, where they clearly show that the principle of people power doesn't apply here, that the principle of their so-called democracy doesn't apply here. Only principle of aggressive feudalism works here. And these so-called elected leaders, elected by people for money, generally implement a different policy, which is contrary to the will of the people. It is simply a test. It is, as they say, a clear picture that is revealed about all what I told you. So, to summarize the current situation, by and large, it can be said that, in such a destructive, Kabbalistic way, they turned countries into concentration camps under the leadership of this parasitic system, this dark Khazaria, this cabal, which ultimately doesn't follow the instructions of people power, which is anti-human, which is the enemy of the nation. This system is anti-human. Therefore, even the letter of the law, all constitutions, all legal norms are the side of people power. And it turns out that the chairs, seats of the public authorities, servants of the people, were taken by bandits, terrorists, enemies of the people and humanity. And if they do not immediately reconsider these attitudes, then such systems must be destroyed.